You know, Lost in Space featured some pretty incredible special effects for its day, but behind the scenes, not everything went so smoothly. This landing of the Jupiter 2, for example, would have cost Major West his pilot's license. And here the space pod looks as if the blooper at the controls. It's a good thing we got it right eventually. Well, sort of.
Alas, poor Smitty. I knew him well.
What do you got there, Robot?
One of the Dr. Smith heads from Lost in Space.
Oh, yeah, that was used in The Space Destructors. That's the episode where there were dozens of duplicate Dr. Smiths. Even I was a Dr. Smith look-alike.
There is no further need for you. You will be destroyed.
No! Pretty scary, huh?
Oh, the pain. The pain.
Remember all the cool guest stars we had on Lost in Space, Robot?
I compute there was Michael Rennie from The Day the Earth Stood Still, Al Lewis from The Munsters, even Colonel Klink from Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah, you just never knew who was going to show up.
I am called Quano.
Are we getting old, or is it just my imagination?
Speak for yourself. I have not aged a single day.
Oh, the pain. Remember when Robbie the Robot was a guest star on Lost in Space?
I have tried to erase him from my memory banks.
In comparison to myself, you are very ignorant.
You know, I never did trust him. His sensors always looked pretty shifty.
An inferior example of cybernetic engineering.
Yeah, besides, I always thought you were groovier.
Thank you, Will Robinson. Thank you.
My favorite set on Lost in Space was the Jupiter 2. It had all sorts of working lights and gadgets. But what most people don't know is that the upper and the lower decks of the ship were actually on two different sound stages. That means that when we would take the elevator, the director would call cut. And then we would continue the scene all the way across the Fox lot on another sound stage, sometimes days later.
That does not compute. That does not compute.
Sometimes people ask me how many Jupiter 2s we used in filming Lost in Space. Well, there was an 18-inch miniature used in a lot of the deep space flying scenes. This 36-inch model for landings and takeoffs, a full-sized upper deck used for our campsite scenes, even a giant full-sized replica that was used in only 2 episodes, a total of 4 Jupiter 2s, and not a bathroom on any one of them. Robot, a lot of people out there want to know just how many versions of you we used during Lost in Space.
That is classified information.
Well, let's see. There was the full-size hero that we saw most of the time.
Affirmative.
And then there was the lightweight fiberglass shell that we used for stunt scenes.
Double affirmative.
And then there were dozens of the little toy tiny robots that we used when we were invaded.
Unfortunately, we all had to split one paycheck.
Next time you catch an episode with the Space Pod, notice the registration number. It's actually the phone number for our studio, 20th Century Fox. The IA was for our producer, Irwin Allen. Another reference to Irwin was made in our original pilot. In it, the Jupiter 2 was called the Gemini 12. Gemini is the astrological sign for June, and Irwin's birthday was on June 12th. I don't even want to guess how the bloop got its name.
On Lost in Space, I was able to share the screen with lots of sci-fi gadgets and other space hardware. There was the Jupiter 2, the Chariot, the jetpack, the force field generator, and the laser weapons. Lucky for me, I got all the dialogue.